Hi guys, my name's Morgan. I'm an account executive here at Toucan, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about why you cannot vibe code your way through analytics, and why embedded analytics still maybe takes the cake over an internal build, even if that is with some help of different AI tools. So I would say, especially about a year ago, half of the SaaS world collectively opened Cursor, connected Claude, and then they installed a chart library, and they said, wait a second, why are we paying for analytics platforms again? And quite frankly, it's a super fair question. Because of course today, generating a dashboard UI with AI is ridiculously easy. You can literally prompt, build me a modern analytics dashboard with KPIs, filters, dark mode, responsive charts, and glass morphism. And 45 seconds later, you've got something that looks like it raised to Series B. And the thing here is that Toucan AI, which of course is my favorite company, is already AI native. We believe AI should generate dashboards. We use AI everywhere in the product. So this video really is not AI is bad. That's not even close to the subject. But the question that I'm asking you really is what happens after AI generates the dashboard? Because generating charts is the easy part. Operating a production-ready embedded analytics experience for hundreds of customers, that's where things get different very quickly. And that's the part maybe most teams massively underestimate. And that usually happens around month 6, normally during some sort of like production incident. And yeah, usually after somebody accidentally sees another customer's revenue dashboard. So in this video, I want to walk through the parts most teams don't see yet when they say, we'll just build AI analytics ourselves. Because really there is a huge difference between like AI generated dashboards and a reliable embedded analytics product that customers trust every day. So I guess the first thing that we could start with is why does this feel so easy right now? And really the temptation does make complete sense. AI tooling has genuinely changed the prototype phase. So 5 years ago, maybe building analytics prototypes was super painful. And today a decent engineer with Cursor and Claude can build something visually impressive over a weekend. And that's really amazing. Of course, though, the problem there is that your customers don't buy prototypes. Your customers are buying reliability, governance, trust, permissions, consistency, and performance. Nobody is churning because your bar chart animation wasn't smooth enough. People churn because why does finance have different numbers? Or why can another tenant see my data? Or why does the AI answer differently every time? And this is usually the moment where product teams realize, oh dear, we didn't just add AI analytics, we accidentally started operating an analytics platform, which again, these are very different things. So I guess, of course, AI generation is easy, but the product experience is hard is maybe the next idea I can jump into. And that's where a lot of AI conversation gets confused. Because again, obviously generating a chart with AI is easy. Turning that into a usable embedded analytics experience that customers rely on every day is the hard part. Because your users don't just want to ask questions, they want to save dashboards, edit dashboards, share dashboards, version dashboards, revisit dashboards, tweak dashboards, and they want to do this without regenerating everything. And that's really where the complexity explodes. Because now, on top of everything, you need to have persistence, versioning, state management, sharing permissions, layout systems. So I guess, for example, maybe a user generates a dashboard with AI, then they manually edit chart title, filters, colors, layouts, and now the AI regenerates the dashboard. My question is, what survives? Do the edits disappear? Do you merge them? Do you partially regenerate? And congratulations, you are now building synchronization logic between humans and AI-generated analytics artifacts, which is not exactly a project anymore. And then there's, of course, latency. And that becomes funny very quickly because in demos, regenerating dashboards with AI feels magical. But in production, users constantly make tiny changes. And if every edit takes 2, 5, sometimes 10 seconds, your UX is really starting to feel like Google Sheets running through airport Wi-Fi. And at scale, those LLMs also, the calls become expensive very quickly, especially in multi-tenant environments, which of course brings us to our next cliff, the idea of multi-tenancy, the part where really everyone underestimates. And this is the point where every SaaS company says, yeah, we already support multi-tenancy. Cool. Analytics multi-tenancy is different because now you're exposing AI-generated query dashboards, export filters, metrics, permissions, and this is across potentially hundreds of customers. And one cross-tenant leak is enough to create an extremely bad week, especially in enterprise SaaS. And this is why embedded analytics projects become governance and security projects very quickly, because now you need row-level security, role-based access, tenant isolation, metric governance, content permissions, semantic consistency, and that's, of course, where AI alone does not solve the problem. And actually, it often exposes the inconsistencies even faster. Because, for example, what exactly is revenue? That's a super simple question until finance says net revenue, sales says booked revenue, marketing says influenced revenue, and customer success somehow has another definition entirely. And suddenly your AI analytics assistant becomes a mediator in like a family dispute. And that's especially why semantic layers matter so much in AI analytics, because without shared definitions, self-service becomes absolute chaos surprisingly fast. So I guess then the next part that we could talk about would be why AI alone really is not solving the trust problem. So a lot of SaaS teams currently think, we'll just connect an LLM directly to our warehouse and let users ask questions. And like, of course, technically you absolutely can. That part is not difficult anymore. The difficult part is, can you guarantee the answers are trustworthy? Because once enterprise customers rely on AI-generated analytics, you're no longer shipping a cool AI feature. You're shipping decisions. Because like when a CFO or CEO asks, why does this number not match our accounting system? You need a better answer than Claude like hallucinated or Claude got a little experimental on us today. And that's why production AI analytics needs semantic grounding, certified metrics, explainability, confidence scoring, governance, auditability. For example, should AI only answer using certified metrics, or should it behave more exploratorily? Can different tenants configure different levels of strictness? Can admins certify metrics? Can users understand how answers were generated? And this is no longer just AI analytics. This is a full-fledged product. And honestly, this is where a lot of SaaS teams realize they don't actually want to operate the infrastructure, governance, and reliability layer behind AI analytics. They just wanted great analytics in their SaaS product. And that's a very different ambition. And of course, I think the last part that we have to talk about is the cost trap, which nobody sees coming. Like in operational reality, AI demos are cheap. Production AI analytics platforms are not, especially at scale. Now you need quotas, monitoring, observability, SQL logging, usage tracking, rate limits, cost control. And the difficult part here, I think, is your customers don't all use the platform the same way. One tenant might be asking 3 questions a day. Another tenant decides to run a company-wide analytics workshop every Monday morning. And suddenly your AI bill develops emotions. And this is also where teams realize that generic LLM observability tools are really not enough, because analytics observability also needs like additional stuff. Of course, SQL visibility, metric tracking, tenant context, dashboard lineage, numerical validation, I'm trying to think of there's so many of them, feedback loops, and then otherwise debugging becomes impossible. And I think interestingly, the more mature AI analytics products become, the less they rely on AI generation constantly, because then over time, repeated questions become certified metrics, repeated dashboards become templates, and stable patterns become reusable assets, which like in a real context, that means that the goal is not generate everything forever with AI. The goal is use AI to accelerate structured analytics experiences. Again, 2 very different things. So of course, my question for you is, are you going to build or are you going to buy? To be fair, there are situations where building internally makes sense. If analytics is not strategic, you maybe have like very few tenants, users are internal, or your team is like highly, highly technical and you genuinely want ownership, fine. Honestly, maybe you don't need a platform like Toucan AI yet. But of course, I think saying that openly matters because not every company should buy software, but most SaaS companies do massively underestimate the long-term cost of operating AI analytics infrastructure. It's not the prototype costs, the maintenance costs, the governance costs, the roadmap costs, the opportunity costs. Every engineer maintaining analytics infrastructure, it's not working on your core product differentiation. And over 3 years, that trade-off really does become huge. And I guess one line that I often use internally is, generating a dashboard with AI takes 2 hours. Operating a secure, governed, multi-tenant AI analytics product that survives enterprise customers for 3 years, that's a full-fledged company. And most SaaS teams do eventually realize that's not actually the business they wanted to be in. So yeah, I mean, I hope this video helped help you think more about the ideas of what separates we built a cool AI demo from we built a production embedded analytics product. Because I mean, I've said it multiple times now, it's two very different things. If your team has gone through this decision internally, I'd really love for you to tell me in the comments how it went. Like, did you decide then to buy? Did you have to build something and regret it halfway through? Like, let me know. Yeah, I think the build versus buy conversation will still continue to be relevant no matter how far along like Claude can get us, because again, it's so much more. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully you learned something, or this maybe helped you provoke some thought up there. Thanks.